All right, so we're gonna break down credit report, right? As you can see, this one is a recent credit report. So this was taken in July, on actually July 4th, 2021. And let's start off like this, right? So you're gonna have your personal information, right? I've, redacted the person's information because of privacy, but you get the general concept. Here, you're gonna see a lot of things. So normally here, you'll see many different variations of your name. It's important that you use the personal information letter that's included with the purchase of the book to clean this information up. Because if you have multiple names reporting, lenders and other institutions can look at it as aliases and saying, hey, is this person really applying for credit using many different names? All right. Your date of birth, make sure that's just showing the year. And 9 times out of 10, you can get this removed up to just the year of your birth. I recommend doing that because I don't want my information being shown. So for me personally, I removed all of the information, only leaving the birth year present there. This is a big one. Addresses. These credit bureaus are notorious for keeping multiple addresses, even old, very old addresses. You want to use the personal information letter. That's why it was built for this section to really clean this part up because every address that's not currently attached to you is an address that tied to an old account. And let's say there's negative accounts, these addresses are tied to these negative accounts. So it is imperative that you remove, or not remove, delete all of these negative or old addresses to update it to just your current address. The same thing goes with your name. All variations deleted and only the correct spelling of your name is there, right? Um, it's gonna go down now into a breakdown of your scores. As you can see, we're pulling the FICO 8 model, and right now this person is around fair, mid sixes. Um, the risk factors now, you can, when you download your reports, you could go into details and read these. I'm not gonna go over this. This is more of a personal thing for you to read and understand. Then we're gonna go into the account overview. It's gonna show each bureau, each one, and the total amount of accounts you have open with each bureau. It's gonna give you now closed and what's open, right? And as you can see, it gives a breakdown. If you have delinquent stuff, it's going to show up. Derogatory stuff, that's going to show up. Collections is going to show up. It's going to tell you how many accounts you have in each status over here. So for every status over here, it's going to show you the corresponding amount with each bureau, right? Including balances, payments, public records, inquiries within the last 2 years. Now, let's go into an account, right? This is what a general account looks like. So this is Citibank, and basically, it's just it's showing you the accounts, right? So account number here, I redacted the person's information. This is a credit card. So when you see revolving, revolving means it's a balance or it's a line of credit that you use, you pay off, you use, you pay off. So it's available once the balance is paid off. That shows revolving and it's normally credit cards. So sometimes you'll see revolving account or you'll see credit card, right? The bureau code now tells you if it's your account or if you're on as an authorized user. An authorized user basically is a person that is authorized to be on another person's account. Like say your spouse puts you on their credit card, that helps to boost your history, boost your credit line in your credit line limits and stuff like that. It's like piggybacking off of somebody else's credit. It's not yours, it's borrowed information, but it flows onto yours and it can help your profile, right? Right here now, it's going to show you the status of the account. Is it open? Is it closed? As you can see, this account is closed. Never, ever, ever close credit cards. If you don't want them, pay the balance off and just cycle them once every 3 months. Because when you close a credit card, you're losing your history that you have with that credit card, and your overall pie chart gets affected, because the pie chart consists of payment history, utilization, inquiries, length of credit history, and new accounts. So all those 5 points, it goes into the factoring of your FICO. So that's very, very important. Oh, I should say mixture. Inquiries and new accounts is the same thing. The mixture of credit. So where the mixture concern is revolving, installments, um, different type of products, student loans, all these different type of accounts contribute to giving you an overall great FICO score. All right. It's going to show the date open. The thing now that you want to pay attention here is the information. The information needs to be the same across the board, right? As you can see, for the most part, the information is correct. Now, the thing about it is this: with these accounts, they round off. As you can see, they round off. It's not necessarily correct. Now, if this, let's say this was a negative account, which this one is, there's a couple ways you can get this removed, right? The letters will show you how to just remove a credit card in total, but there's other ways like factual disputing, where the balances, if the balances aren't correct, you can use that method of inaccuracy to get the accounts removed. But using the laws works 100% of the time, and you can use it to remove any account, right? The rest is really self-explanatory. I don't need to go into details of this. What you need to pay attention now is this, right? So basically, this is the time frame snapshot of the account. So from what I'm seeing, this account was opened in July of 2019. And as you can see, it's being reported only to one credit bureau, right? Because I don't see anything else here. So basically, um, Equifax is reporting this as a charged off account. Now, we saw the payment status up here, charged off as bad debt, but TransUnion and Experian, they're not reporting it, right? So when you're going to go to dispute now, you would only be disputing with Equifax because they are the only ones that's showing the charge off. However, you can see it listed here and here. So now the question becomes, is this account overall being reported accurately? That's very, very important. And as you can see, there is non-consistency because it's not showing on the other two in the payment history section, but it's reporting on them on the account as a charge off. So there's multiple ways you can go about this, but for me personally, I would just remove the whole account using the credit card, how to get a credit card deleted letter, or deleting a credit card from your credit report. There we go. I would use that letter to get rid of this account. Don't want it. Um, think this is what, Synchrony Bank, Gap, yeah, Synchrony Bank. Synchrony Bank, they back a lot of store credit cards, like your Macy's, your Victoria's Secret, um, all those type of stuff. They're not really good accounts to have. I avoid those retail cards. They are listed as credit card because it's a revolving account. You use it, you pay it off. You use it, you pay it off. But those are accounts that I no, it doesn't really do anything for you. There's no points back really. You can't travel on them. It's just store cards. Mm. Okay, so all right, same process. The account number, the type of account, the bureau code. Um, It's really self-explanatory. You just need to go through line by line and make sure that all the information is correct. And like I said, as you can see, the credit bureaus tend to round off to whole numbers. What about the cents? There's 9 times out of 10, there's always, 1,752 and 84 cents. Like there's always some cents, but they don't do that. So you can get them where accuracy is concerned, as well as using the deleting a credit card letter. So that's also important for you to understand. And then again, down here, we check the payment history. Okay, this right here is showing. So if you see 30, it's showing that there's a 30-day late payment, right? So up here, it shows the year. So don't get this confused up here with the numbers down here. If you see a number in these text boxes down here, it's showing how many days this account was late. And as you can see, this account has a 30-day late. Uh, Payment is agreed, credit card lost or stolen. So it looks like this person called in and reported the card lost or stolen. So there's a lot of stuff that's always in the comments, but I don't see Experian or Equifax having anything in the comments. But most times when you call in to the creditor who gave you the credit card, they'll report that, this card was stolen and it gets put on the account. Same thing. Okay, good. This one's an installment. So above we saw revolving, right? So this is perfect. Installment account. So an installment account now is like a mortgage, an auto loan, a personal loan, right? And in this case, it's an auto loan because you can see auto loan here. Um, Paying as agreed, current, fixed rate, yada yada yada. So same thing. You're gonna make sure that the dates that the account was open are all correct, because sometimes they do report inaccurate days. As you can see, the balance is saying 27,119. There's some sense. I'm positive there's some sense on this account, but it reports whole numbers. So that right there is an inaccuracy. This account is, let's see. So you can see he got it in May. He got it in May of 2020. It's reporting on all three bureaus, and the payment history has been really, really good. So yeah, it's been going. This is another one. So this is a loan. So note the difference. Auto loan, which is a vehicle, and note loan. So this looked like it was a personal loan that the person took out. The same thing, you want to go through the information. It's not really difficult to read the credit report. You just need to spend the time to go through each box and make sure that you understand what's there. And because you are the owner of the account, you're going to know if the information there is incorrect, right? Another unsecured loan. This is another installment account, installment account. So it seemed like this person really got a lot of installment accounts. So they took out a lot of personal loans for whatever reason, and it builds and add volume to the credit profile. All right. Payment history seems good, even though it's not reported everywhere. And this is also one thing you can get updated too, because if all the bureaus aren't reporting your payment history, you can write them or write the credit and say, hey, I got my credit report and my payment history is not being reported. Now, payment histories are illegal. Those those shouldn't be reported, but if it benefits you, let it rock. If it's a negative payment history, that's when you use the law, because there's a letter when you buy the book that says, um, what is it? Late payment letter, right? It's a late payment letter. You can either use it to adjust the payments, making it 100% in good standings, or you could just tell them to remove the negative item, as in not the account, but the negative remark, which is the late payment from there, because late payment is illegal. All right. the letter has a corresponding law that shows you why I say late payments are illegal. But as you can see, great payment history. This is Bank of America. Um, secured credit card. Okay, so this is showing you know that this is a secured credit card, right? Above we saw unsecured loan, we saw personal loan, and then we saw an auto loan. So these are all different types of accounts that a person can get. Um, a secured credit card meaning you have to put some money up, right? So it looked like this person put up $500 to use to open this credit line, and this card now is secured by this $500. Payment history is good. Payment history is good. Like I said, go through the details of your accounts. I'm not going to sit and go through all the details. Now, this is Citibank. Normally, Citibank reports to all three. So in this case, I don't know why it's only reporting to one credit bureau. But if it's, let's say your Experian and your Equifax is low, you can actually write Citibank and say, hey, I'm only seeing my information being reported on one credit bureau. What happened to the other two? Please update my information. And then once the accounts hit these, you're going to have a boost if it's positive or a drop if it's negative. So if this was a negative account, I wouldn't say shit. I just leave it the way it is. JP Morgan and Chase Bank. Payment history is good. All right, revolving. So this is actually a credit card, revolving. All right, charge cards, right? Let's talk about charge card. So a charge card is different from a credit card. A credit card is revolving. Even though a charge card shows revolving, the slight difference is a charge card, what you use, you are expected to pay off in full the following month, right? As related to a credit card now, you're able to carry a balance for a longer period of time. So it's important that you understand the difference between a charge card like your American Express. Those are charge cards. If you use 300 this month, you're expected to pay it off next month. Charge card again. Let's go through, analyze each account. Same thing here. So I'm going to run through this real quick. All right, boom. Your inquiries. Now, this is very important. For your inquiries, it shows you the type of business, who it is that pulled your report, and when. So it's going to show you who pulled it, right? They're going to tell you the date of the inquiry, very important, and which bureau they pulled from. That's also very, very important for you to know. So if there's an inquiry on here that you didn't authorize, guess what? You're going to know in the inquiry section who pulled it, the name of the creditor, the type of business they have, when they did it, and which bureau they pulled from. Public information, like bankruptcy, stuff like that, that would show up under public information. It's going to show you the contacts of all the creditors who pulled your information that you're doing. Some you're doing business with, some you're not doing business with, because it could be a soft pull, and all of those information is going to show here. So if you need to contact any of these companies that had pulled your report or that you're currently doing business with, this is the section where you're going to find their name, their address, and phone numbers. Or like in this case, it says you have to mail this company. They're not going to take your phone call at this location, so send them some mail. And that's basically it. It's super simple to read the credit report. It is not complicated at all. There's a letter when you purchase the book for each section. So it's important that you understand what letters go where and where you're supposed to send them. All right. So that's what I got for the credit report.